Hi, my name is Wayne Escoffery, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am so excited to be speaking with Acclaimed, New York City-based vocalist and composer, born in Japan, the incredible AYA ISHIDA. For more on AYA, you can read more about her right below this video, but in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at an original tune that AYA wrote and sung during the pandemic called Always With Me.
Da-da-do-do-do. 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 I hear a voice flowing deep in me. You give me strength. I will shine your way this time. I'll be there for you. We know where to go back.
Well, hello, AYA. How are you?
Good. How are you, Will?
I'm doing much better now that I get to finally meet you, and I'm so excited that the audience just got a little sneak peek of an original tune you actually wrote and sung during the pandemic called Always With Me.
Yep.
AYA, before we get into that song, I want to know, where did you grow up and when did you make your way to New York City?
I was born and grew up in Japan, and I was always interested in living abroad, and I started to study English in university in Japan, and my major was American English literature. I didn't like it much, but I learned English, and also I had to take a class American history, and my professor was talking about Black American history, African American history, and he played a song, Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday. That was kind of intro jazz to me. And since that class, I started to listen to jazz, and I wanted to know more about it. And I was singing before too, but I was like, okay, this is the music I really want to learn.
I love the fact that you were in a class that you didn't like. However, you were meant to be in that class because this beautiful song, Strange Fruit, obviously it is one of the most well-known standards of all time. But the fact that you were meant to be in that class to get your aha moment.
Yes,
to say,
exactly.
So obviously, jazz music obviously affected you so much so that you moved to New York and you specialize in it, correct, in your studies?
Yeah. Yes, I studied jazz vocal performance.
Oh my goodness. And I love also in your debut album, 2018, you combined covers, but also your own compositions all have this beautiful infusion of jazz. And even your original tunes, AYA, oh my gosh, your original tunes, they feel like standards.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
I want to know how the idea of your 2018 debut album, Day by Day, came about.
So I wanted to combine jazz standards with my arrangement and also my composition. I love jazz standards. They're just super beautiful. But I wanted to add a little bit of me. So I did arrangement, and also I wrote 2 songs for the album. I wrote about just moved to New York City, and it was very exciting, but of course sometimes it's not easy. Things are not going well all the time. So I wrote about a struggle, and one of the song called Where I Come From, I wrote lyrics in Japanese, and I wrote about I grew up the suburb, and when I go to elementary school and junior high school, I had to walk by myself to school. It's like a 20 minutes walk. It's not crazy, but at nighttime, there's no stores around. So it was very dark. I still remember that was very nice moon. I could see the light from the moon. And because there was no one around me, I was always singing by myself. So and sometimes it's very difficult to living in the city, but I didn't want to forget the moment and the feeling of just having excitement and fun singing, and you know, keeping those feelings sometimes difficult, especially when you grow up.
Yes. Well, sorry to interrupt, but I love so much that you as an artist have the ability to get vulnerable and to
Oh,
write about and to sing about emotions that are hard, but also that's what makes you relatable. That
yeah.
what a beautiful opportunity you have been given, but you don't take it for granted that you, as a Japanese born young woman, are able to fuse your love of the jazz standards, which obviously created in the West, but you then to also to celebrate where you come from in the East, and to show through your music in the songs that you pick that music brings us together.
Yes, exactly.
No, and I love that, Aya. And look I listened to your album and it's so beautiful. I think it not only has this beautiful jazz sensibility, but it also does explore those feelings of a little bit of loneliness, but also romantic, and also there's an optimism about it, which I
Yeah.
am sure you are all about as well, because Aya, my goodness, you had Grammy Award winner Wayne Escoffery produce it. How is working with this Grammy Award winning saxophonist?
Oh, that was amazing.
How did you guys get together?
So my professor, vocal professor, Carolyn Leonhart, she was my teacher all the time in college, and she's working with him a lot. So she introduced him to me, and I just talked to her like, I really needed someone to help. This is my first time recording album, and I have my songs, but I don't really know how to work with engineers, how to produce album. And she told me like, oh, I know someone very like helpful, good for you. So you can focus on music and he can lead the recording session. And she was totally right. He has a lot of experience and he was very
Oh my
helpful.
God, you struck gold, a Grammy winner on your first album.
Yes.
No, I love that. But also before the pandemic, you had the opportunity to tour Japan, Taiwan,
Yeah.
Paris, all beautiful, beautiful countries and cities. But I want to know, in looking ahead as things hopefully get to open up, do you have any dreams, Aya, that, places that you want to perform and songs that you're looking to put out?
Yeah. I want to perform. Um, I of course love Taiwan, Japan. Um, maybe the place I perform the most is Japan, just my country. It's my dream to perform half time in New York or United States, and half of the time in Japan, so I can see my family and friends there. Especially right now, pandemic hit kind of hard in Japan. They are distribute vaccine kind of slowly compared with here in New York City. So I hope the things get better soon and I will have a chance to perform there soon.
Well, I'm so grateful to have met you, and I can't wait to work with you one day. And
Yeah.
you're an incredible, incredible artist whom I know family is so proud of you, but also you are a perfect example of
Oh, thank
someone who shows through her artistry the power of the transcendent power of music and art.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I thank you so much for speaking with me, and I can't wait to speak with you soon.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Will.
Bye,
In
Aya.
the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.